This podcast contains strong language and discussions about relationships, sex, and love. It may not be suitable for younger listeners. This is the Sex and Singapore City podcast, and I am Nixalina. Hi everyone, welcome back to another Monday evening of Nixalina. And this episode is quite something. It's called, Here's Why You Should Never, Ever Rebound Immediately After a Breakup. Yes, never ever. I'm going to start with a little bit of tea spilling here. I originally promised myself that I wouldn't expose what my ex did on any level, but then his lack of respect for my very existence kind of made me lose all of that. And I'm quite happy to share. It's also extremely relevant to the topic at hand, and I'm going to tea spill just so that we can then pick apart why a rebound is so fucking bad. Okay? So me and my ex split up. Unfortunately, we had to still live together for a month due to the condo's ins and outs. We promised each other 3 months of healing, that we both wouldn't go near someone else, that we would just allow the other person to heal. You know, it's a very respectful way to end a very long-term relationship. We've been through a lot together. In that month, where I was still living in our home, he had already found someone from his workplace that he had lined up, right? Bearing in mind, in that final month, we were still sleeping together. We were still saying, I love you. We had multiple conversations about, future reconciliation. We were basically trying to heal, but say this doesn't have to be over kind of thing. We're not working right now. Of course, I believed him because me. And all the while he's coming home and still sleeping with me, he started, getting the number and going on coffee dates of this chick from his workplace, which of course I had no idea about. So I eventually move out, as does he. We leave our home. And in the following couple of months, we were still communicating every day. Not every day, like a lot. We were still seeing each other. So he come around a few times in those couple of months. Yes, we were also still sleeping together. Am I proud of it? No. Am I upset I did it? No. I still wasn't, madly in love with the guy. After 4 years with him, obviously, I'm going to still have feelings. This is, this is why we don't rebound. So this is part and parcel of the breakup and separation. Every step of the way, he told me at the beginning, I don't want anyone else. I'm not going to look and find anyone else. It's just you. We just need, this break to basically reconnect with ourselves and come back stronger. At the same time, he's also trying to get in the pants of this new chick, right? So during these couple of months, he does tell me about her. I'm I've got this gut feeling that you've slept with someone. And he starts being really fucking honest about the fact that he has, to the point he tells me about their sex, the first time. And I just sat there. I went to meet him because he wanted to give me a letter. And then we have this conversation in person, and I feel bro, do you think I'm your bro? Why are you telling me this? And this was, a month into my separation. So it was so raw for me. I have been basically completely alone. I promised myself that I wouldn't jump into anything, and I just wanted to really heal, right? So all the while this is happening, he's already lined someone else up. He's already started fucking someone else, within lightning speeds. I'm pretty sure my La move van turned up, and by the time we pulled away, he was balls deep in her, right? There was no separation. Then, unfortunately, I find out he even fucked us both on the same day. Yes, he left her bed in the morning, at 8 a.m., and obviously slept with her. Come round mine in the evening, slept with me. Let's just take a moment, shall we? Bearing in mind, this was my soulmate, the love of my life, the man I was going to marry and have children with. And yeah, he did that to me. I found out, I went apeshit. I made him tell her as well. And I was like, I'm not fucking having this. Like, you just don't treat people this way. And yeah, he's basically crafted a micro relationship before I even left my home. He's then carried on seeing me, sleeping with her, creating this new blossoming love with her. But then also whenever he was with me, telling me how much he loves me, like he wants a future with me. He was talking about moving back to the UK in a couple of years. And where does that leave me? He was saying he wants to have a family with me, all this shit, whilst also balls deep in someone else. Good man. So this is why this subject is now super topical for me and clearly something that I want to talk about. Firstly, can I just say one of the reasons I wanted us to give each other 3 months to heal is so this fucking shit show didn't happen. Unfortunately, my emotional intelligence is kind of sky high and I could see it coming a mile off, right? And I don't want to be involved with any other woman. I don't want any other poor innocent woman involved in our fucking mess. And I don't want to sleep with a guy that I still had feelings for and was in love with, knowing he just pulled out of someone else's vagina the same fucking day. For me, that is so degrading. It's fucking disgusting. It's diabolical. And I now want nothing to fucking do with him, right? Like, I actually felt so dirty and gross after this knowledge. And yeah, ugh. Anyway, so let's go in. Let's go balls deep like he was. Let's go into all the reasons why you should never rebound, given what I've just said as well. Okay. Number 1, it reflects badly on you to everyone else. So this is the actual opposite of what you might think. It makes you actually appear very weak, vulnerable, damaged, and unstable. So those people that just live in a string of back-to-back relationships are kind of judged and not taken very seriously. Whereas those who don't do this, those who take the time to heal, that shows strength of character, self-respect, and some fucking dignity. So you think, oh yeah, if I'm rebounding, look, I'm wanted, I'm loved, people fancy me, I'm admired. Going from a relationship to relationship to relationship to relationship, you look weak. There are people that are going to be like, oh, didn't you just finish with that girl 4 years and now you're appearing, with this chick? Okay. It's not a positive reputation. Number 2, it completely disrespects what you had with your ex. Obviously, breakups suck. We all know that. Heartbreak is awful. You both are already in a lot of pain. So why on earth would you want to rebound immediately and add more pain to that someone? Whatever you two shared together deserves a bit of fucking respect at the end. It might be a 6 months thing, it might be a year, it might be 4 years, it might be 10 years, but you have really invested and shared your life with this person, hence why you're in a relationship with them. If you're saying you're in love with this person, when you split up, the love just doesn't fucking disappear, does it? But also, you've got to still have some respect for that person. They were in your life. The fact that you've replaced them so quickly, it's so devaluing to the other person. Because you think, as the other person, like I was, I'm like, I gave you 4 years of my life. I gave you my home. I gave you my money. I gave you my body. I gave you my soul. I helped move you here. I gave you everything. And you literally find a new chick before I've even left our home. So can you imagine the pain that I was going through? It's so mentally damaging. It actually comes quite traumatic. Because you're already dealing with a breakup, and that's so painful. But now you're dealing with the fact that your ex is immediately into this other person. And he would say stuff to me like, oh, she's this, she's that, she's this, she's that. Like, I felt like at one point he was just trying to cause even more damage. And I don't get why you would do that. Why do you want to hurt someone any more than what they already are? Like, that's just cruel. So yeah, it completely disrespects your ex as a person and what you shared together as well. Moving on to point 3, it makes you appear like you have zero concern for others' feelings, which are then huge red flags to normal people. If you're looking like you give no fucks, like, oh yeah, I shared a whole life with her, but wait, look at my new one, you look like you don't really actually get emotional depth or people's well-being, or maybe you get it but you don't care. To people that do feel this way and have these feelings, they'll be like, oh, that's a bit off, isn't it? So like, chances are those people around you that are worthwhile will stay far, far, far away from you at this point. Number 4. Rebounds leave no room for reflection, growth, repair, and healing. This is like the most important point to me. Fuck all the damage to your ex. If you don't care, you don't care. But for you personally, there's no room left to heal. I always use this phrase, but it's so true. You are putting a plaster on a fucking bullet wound at this point. The blood's going to come out sometime, somewhere. This is not how you heal. And when I talk about heal and reflection, I mean thinking about, why did the relationship end? What could I have done differently? How could I have behaved that this wouldn't have happened? Was that person actually my soulmate? Probably not. Maybe they were, maybe they're not. So how do I know then, when I do meet the one, were my feelings superficial? Am I carrying baggage from a relationship from the past? Was the one I've just split up with a stopgap? Like, you have to really take time to reflect and heal. And the healing as well is a part of like working on your, I don't want to go all like therapy, but like your inner child as well. So why did I stay with that person? What kept me going there? Why was there a trauma bond? Or why did I keep forgiving whatever they did? Or, why did I self-sacrifice so much? So you can't do any of this really essential shit if you're just busy fucking someone else. I'm sorry, it's not going to happen. You're screwing yourself over by immediately screwing someone else. Does that make sense? Good. Number 5, it pulls an innocent person into your drama and past experiences. Like this poor girl, I feel so sorry for her. Like, I just want to give her a hug. And also, I've been that girl. So unfortunately, when I met my ex, it was after he'd just finished another long-term relationship and climbed straight into bed with me. So it's completely cyclical, right? This is just going on repeat and repeat and repeat. So I was, I guess, the rebound girl. And it fucking hurts because it puts so much insecurity into you. You're like, oh, I wonder if they're still thinking about their ex. Or, oh, I wonder if the ex is still texting. And let's be honest, of course they're still thinking about their ex. Of course the ex is still texting. Of course they're still texting their ex. It's been like a fucking month. That's not how relationships, breakups, and love work. So if you're the rebound person, like I was, I hold my hands up, and you think that they're suddenly enthralled with you and the ex is a complete erased memory, you're fucking delusional like I was. It doesn't work that way. So this poor person, your third person who's now been pulled in, they're completely innocent and they're now living through the drama. So this new girl that he's got, she knows he come around my house. She knows he fucked me. She knows he slept with me on the same day he slept with her. The poor thing is now embroiled in someone else's sticky, gross relationship drama ending because he can't be alone. Like, how unfair is that? The poor thing is going through this now. She's got hurt. I've obviously been absolutely fucking devastated by it. He's clearly hurt, but leave her alone, The innocent person doesn't deserve this. It's so not cool. Number 6, it is a fake relationship. It's fake. Say that again? It's fake. What? Yeah, it's fake. This is comfort and sex. This is not real emotion. The rebound woman is being used because the guy is empty and desperate to fill the void, right? At this point, any human will do. Anyone who gives a blind bit of attention or interest, snatch onto her, right? Oh, can I just say, before you all message me, I know it works both genders, right? I'm not just talking about men rebounding with women, women rebound with men. I completely get it. Unfortunately, I'm talking about my point of view as a woman with an ex who's a man who's rebounding with a woman. But yes, of course, please swap the genders out and it still stands the same, okay? But yeah, it's completely fake, right? And my example is how much of a fake relationship the rebounds are, is because he's calling her a sweetheart and his angel and all this stuff to her, and then coming to see me or messaging me saying like, I can't stop thinking about you. I'm still in love with you. I still want you back. I want to meet you in 2021. It can't be real, can it? Because those two states can't coexist and both be genuine. So either what he's saying to me is absolute bullshit and he's madly in love with someone he's known a month, or that rebound relationship is fake and what he's saying to me is real and she's being used emotionally and physically to fill the void and the pain and the gap that I left when we separated. I'll let you decide which one you think it is. Number 7, it causes all members of the rebound triangle pain, including yourself. So the triangle, obviously, it's got 3 points. Whether you're sitting on the bottom or the top, there's the 3 of you there. You're all in pain. All of you. What is the point in that? Why cause more people more pain? And you're causing yourself pain. Surely the whole point of getting through a breakup is to heal as fast as you can so that you're not in pain. But all the while, you're still doing what you're doing and rebounding. And can I just say, you can rebound and still cut off your ex completely. This is, I'm sure, quite a unique situation where he kept coming to see me and we were still in contact. And I will hold my hands up. I was still reaching out to him a lot because I was in love with him, because I missed him terribly, because I was in so much pain. So it's not just him, turning up on my doorstep. I was still constantly also reaching out to him. And that, I feel like that is quite normal when two people who've especially been together so long do break up. But there are cases where people do just rebound and then cut the ex off. If you're like, yeah, well, I didn't see my ex and I didn't fuck her, so I was all right, you're still going through the rebound motions, unfortunately. If there's 0 time between the two relationships, then it is a rebound. Number 8. It is destined for failure because of how it started. I mean, I feel like sometimes I'm the only fucking intelligent one here because I don't mean you guys listening. I mean more like in my relationship. Y'all are definitely intelligent. Because I'm like, the reason I said to you, dude, don't do it is because it's you're going to cause a shit show and it's going to fail. And do you know what I've done since we split up? I've been alone. I went home alone. I cried myself to sleep every night. I cried myself to sleep in the bath until the water went cold. I sat drinking myself into a stupor. I smoked way too many cigarettes. I was alone. Even now, God, it's been 4 or 5 months. I've only been on a couple of dates. That's it. I've still steered clear. Not because I'm not worthy of attention, not because I don't have anyone knocking at my door. Yeah, guess what? As soon as I was obviously single on my social media, the DMs blew up. Let's call a spade a spade. I chose not to because I know the repercussions, because I've had 1 too many breakups and I've done the rebound thing when I was in my early 20s and I know the pain it causes and it's fucking pointless. And also, for once, I'm a 33-year-old woman here. I am going to deal with shit properly. because I want to heal so that when I do meet the love of my life who I will marry and be with, I want to be a fucking whole, complete person. And the only way you do that is you make yourself okay alone. And the only way you do that is to be alone. Savvy? So if you rebound, it's destined for failure. This is my example. Imagine trying to build a really sturdy concrete castle on a muddy, puddle-filled, groggy, grassy marsh, for instance, right? That you can't even put your foot down without sinking into it. Why would you try and build a fucking really gorgeous castle on top of that? It's not going to hold. It's going to sink because the foundations are shit to start with. Take my example as always, this poor girl will now have trust issues. So if he chooses to stay with her or thinks he's fallen in love with her, she's always going to know that he's capable of fucking 2 women in the same day. And the reason I say fucking and not having sex is because that's how degraded it feels for me. I think it's absolutely diabolical. It is as dirty as that, right? Like I said, I'm so totally tea-spilling here. Like, ugh. She knows that he's left her a couple of times to come around mine. She knows that we were talking. She knows that he turns up and sees me. She knows he still has feelings for me. There is no way that this is going to end well, because there's no trust there and it's been built on something fucking shitty and not substantial. Number 9. It destroys any possible hope in the future if you want to get back with your ex. Now, as we all know, we're human beings are very emotionally driven. We have our logic and we have our emotions. And when it comes to love, emotions obviously ride the wave the most. And when you're in pain, you can do and say some really crazy fucking awful shit. Little plug, talking about awful shit when you're in pain. Wait till I launch my book, Lolly. Jesus fucking Christ. That is some dark love shit. FYI. It's coming 2021. You can do and say some really horrendous stuff. Then when that pain starts to subside and you realize, oh, no, it wasn't all bad. Like they were really quite nice. Or, oh, I really miss them. Or I've completely fucked up. By doing a rebound, you have destroyed all hope of ever reconciliation. It's not going to happen, right? It's just not going to happen. Honestly, hounds of hell couldn't drag me back to that man after what he's put me through. I just don't even want to fucking look at him. If he had respected my existence enough to do the 3 months, he didn't have to promise me that. It was a conversation we both shared. So, he's also broken the promise. But if I had the respect from him where I was like, Jesus, actually, he's kind of stayed single. He's actually a good guy. Chances are I'd probably be meeting him when he's asked me to meet him this year. Not gonna fucking be there now, am I, mate? So yeah, destroys any fucking hope of you and your ex getting back together. FYI. Number 10. It doesn't get rid of your heartbreak pain, it just delays it, which is another very, very significant thing. You are going to have to deal with this heartbreak. The person who hasn't rebounded, who has been alone, who has cried themselves to sleep, who has journaled every day, who has been unable to go to work, to focus, to go out, to leave the house, that person is healing. Every day is progress, right? By rebounding, you've got immediate sex, immediate comfort. You feel like, oh yeah, I really like this person, or this person's so good for me, all that. But it's impossible for all the other factors I've just said that this is real. And at some point, that heartbreak pain has to be addressed. You're never going to be your true, authentic, complete self unless you heal. Why delay it? For me, I'm like, yo, I've done my 4 or 5 months. I'm actually pretty fucking good right now. If I had the choice to immediately find someone else and then be like, no, yeah, this person's so in love with me. Yeah, I just left this relationship and now I got another one because I'm so awesome. Would I choose that option? Nah, I fucking wouldn't. No, because I don't want fake. I want authentic. Because I want to know the next person that I actually commit to is because they add value to my life, because I really fucking like them, because I connect with them, because it's not a knee-jerk reaction from pain. I'm not seeking comfort. I'm not seeking someone to complete me or fill a hole or fill a gap. I'm like, yo, you're cool as fuck. You can be in my life forever. Let's have babies. Or something like that. I probably won't ask for babies like by singing it. I'd be like, hey, babies? Yo, maybe I just write it on a post-it. Like, yo, here's some baby chat. I don't know. I haven't thought that far ahead in case you can tell. Number 11, comparison. You're going to be comparing your rebound with your ex. Don't pretend you're fucking not. Like, let's be honest. It's the first time you spread her legs, you'll be like, oh, that looks different to my ex. The first time you lick her out, oh, that tastes a bit different. The first time you have sex with her, oh, it didn't feel this way. Oh, this is really awkward. Oh, she doesn't do what my ex does. Oh, she doesn't send fucking selfies like my ex does. Oh, she won't let me film her like my ex does. Oh, she doesn't get into that position like my ex does. Or, opposite way, oh, fucking hell, this girl's going for it. My ex was nothing like that. Rah, look how fucking great her body is. My ex was nothing like that. Whatever it is, there is a comparison there. Physically and emotionally. So you'll be sitting with them on the sofa like, oh, you know, my ex used to make a funny noise whenever this advert come up. Oh, my ex used to sing this song. Oh, my ex used to watch this Netflix with me. Oh, or this girl is so much fun. My ex was really shit. But whatever, it doesn't matter which way around it is. You're doing comparisons. Comparisons is not healthy and it's not fair on either party. Everyone has their place, right? You were with your ex for a reason. At some point, you were in love with them, I'm sure. So it's not fair to taint their memory by making the new person so fucking awesome. But if the new person doesn't match up, because it's just someone randomly you picked up who gave you the first fucking hint that you could fuck them, then it's not fair on them to constantly be mentally compared to your ex either. Like, the comparison is the thief of joy. Think I saw that on an Instagram tile. Number 12, you could actually be taken advantage of by the rebound person because you are emotionally fucked up, confused, and you're vulnerable. You are desperate for attention right now, even if that attention is potentially bad for you. So your rebound person could really take advantage of you. You are not you. You're very vulnerable. You're very confused. You're all over the place. You're desperate for some love and some comfort, and you're desperate to make this pain go away. So this person, if, you know, they're not legit, might even be able to pick up on that and feed off it. So you're kind of exposing yourself, perhaps to even more pain down the line. Like, absolutely no. Number 13, you're being sucked into someone else's life. You've got no clue about you, what you want anymore, what you feel. You are now being sucked into this other person. So this other person, you know, what's their background? Where are they from? What's their future goals? You know, do they want to travel? What's their job? Does that align with yours? You're suddenly sucked in like a black hole into someone else's life. But you haven't taken any time to really get to know you. Because the last you was when you were in a relationship with the other person, right? So you know you as, say, the partner of Nixalina. That's what you know as you. Then you now know yourself as the guy who's with this other girl, and you're now part of her life. And there's no you, you know? How many times do I say the word you? And number 14, just specifically for Singapore. Singapore is a little small island, okay? Everyone is like a 2-degree separation. So if you are rebounding and you think, yeah, I found someone that I can hide or whatever, you can't. Even if this person isn't on social media, even if this person, you can't hide. Also, because it's such a small island, reputation travels very fast. So if you are going down this route, as I said, back in like point 1 and point 3, people are judging you and your reputation will be declining because of how you've behaved. Because it's fucking obvious to people around you when you're rebounding and when you're doing what you're doing and you're hurting these people. So just for Singapore alone, I would say, save your reputation, put your dick in your pants, wait it out a little bit, and avoid the rebound. Okay. So as for me, on the point of this whole episode, super thankful I found out what I found. It has really, really helped me push forward with my healing process. As I said, I was still part of the game. Like, I'm not going to relinquish my responsibility here. We had split up. I was still reaching out to him. I was still asking him to come round. Oh my God, especially when I got drunk. I would wake up the next day, look at my call list, and be like, for fuck's sake, Nix. Always. And I was like, just absolutely desperate to see him. I wanted the comfort. I wanted the sex. I wanted the pain to go away. But I never tried to find it with someone else. And I certainly had no idea how much he was playing me off against this other girl. I was constantly told he's called it off with her, it's ended, this has gone too far, I love you, Nix, all that shit. And then the next thing you know, they're together like 5 nights a week and he's screwing us on the same day. So, yes, okay, thank you for that. It's fine. It's totally fine. What it's also done, which is another, I guess, a bonus point, is it's made me really reevaluate the whole relationship. Because I'm like, the level of the lies now and the way you can do that to me and treat me that way now makes me question, how much did you lie before? It's human nature. You're like, if you can lie to my face so easily, and trust me, the lies have gone on for months. The questions I've been asking, the conversations we've had, it's been lie after lie after lie, right? So obviously when I found it all out, I was like fucking heartbroken again. But yeah, it just makes you start to question that person in general. Like, wow, you are obviously capable of lying. So maybe when I asked you about that thing back in 2018, that was a lie. Maybe that thing you did in 2019 and I got upset about that, maybe that was a lie. It just makes you question the whole existence. And that fucking sucks. So, on that note, don't fucking rebound. Take some time. Heal. Be alone. If I can do it, you guys can fucking do it. And also, during a heartbreak, I did lose 8 kg and literally looked the best I've ever looked. So focus on some self-growth, get your body in your best shape, and be alone, because being alone is better than being in a rebound relationship. And that's the end of this episode. Thanks for listening to the Sex and Singapore City podcast. This episode was produced and hosted by me, Nixalina, and recorded at the Splicecast studio in Singapore. I'm available to listen to on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google, and all major podcast listening apps. Do subscribe to enjoy a new episode every Monday evening. Please do give me a 5-star review. It helps other people also find my podcast. For more awesome content and features to read, you can check out my website, sexandsingaporecity.com. That's sexandsingaporecity.com. I'm also on social media. Simply search at Nixalina, Nixalina, to find me. Don't be shy. Come say hi.